Every decision that you make from here on out is going to impact your life in the future, whether it's tomorrow or in the next 10 years. Decision making is one of the key skills that one needs to acquire to be able to really reach their true potential. And the sooner that one can master how to make the wiser decisions, even though it might not be in the moment that it benefits them, the sooner that that person will be able to really start to see their life going forward and really improving. So for the first reason as to why decision making is so important, it's just that you decide where you want to go in life. You decide who you want to become through your decisions. And if you don't know who you want to become, your actions are going to lead you to being someone that you either are happy to be or not happy to be. But when you are smart with your decision making, you choose who you want to be. And this is really important for more of your future and who you want to see, who you want to be in 6 months from now. So whether it's about your career that you want to do, the education and the knowledge that you want to learn in the moment, or just like relationships that you have in your life, whether it's with yourself, whether it's with God, or whether it's with others, decision making is really at the key of it all. Decision making is going to make you happy looking back in 5 years from now with the decisions that you made, or you're going to be stuck in the same position that you are today. So pick your poison, I guess. When you also do with decision making, you have more of a responsibility on yourself. And obviously, you're responsible for how your future looks like and what your future will look like. But if you understand that decisions that you make from now up until then are really what's gonna make your future look like what it's gonna look like, you start to build more responsibility. You start to double think. You start to think more about, even if it's a small decision, even if it's about something that really seems like it can't be harmful to you in the future. And you start to learn to take more responsibility on this and become more independent. Whether it's if you have to lose some friends, whether it's if you have to go out of your way and make new friends with other people, just just taking ownership of what your future is going to look like. And it's a scary thing because I'm young. I don't know if you're watching this, you're young too. There's always time. So something that you can make right now that you could think couldn't harm you in the future, it can. And it's scary that we can just not really even, well, hold on, let me rephrase that. We can have our moments in life where we just make a decision that we didn't really think about, we didn't really have a big thought process about, and it ends up harming us a lot in the future. And with that being said, it ties into more of our mental health as well. And it's obviously, if we make a decision right now that's going to harm us in the future, we're going to look back at it and have regret about it. And that's just, you can't change the past. You have to learn from it. And when you start to learn from your past is when you reach another step into becoming that successful person that you want to be. And if you're watching this video, I know you want to be successful because that's what the channel is all about. So regret comes with not having good decision making. Anxiety comes, stress comes. You're going to put yourself in stressful situations that you could have avoided from the beginning. And if you also have poor decision making, and all those things are building up over time, you're just going to have doubt on yourself. And, you're just going to have negative thoughts, and that's just going to impact yourself more and more than anybody could ever hurt you. And that's not right. That's not how you want to be with yourself. That's not any type of way of being successful right there. So I challenge you guys to just start thinking about habits that you do, or words that you say about yourself. If you say negative things about yourself, reword it to where it's not negative. You know what I'm saying? Just like the ideology that words that are spoken out loud about yourself especially really do play an effect, really do play a part in who you become and how you are as a person, and whether it can affect your day or not. And if you're negative about yourself, if you speak about yourself in a negative way, in a negative manner, you're gonna have a negative day. But if you speak to yourself in a negative manner as well to others that you work with, or some of your friends, they're gonna be like, oh, he's always like, he doesn't have any confidence in himself, you know what I mean? He shouldn't be up to the task. He can't really handle that task. But if you speak yourself in a more positive way, or more hopeful way, I should say, and saying like, oh, you know what I mean? I can learn that, instead of saying like, oh, I don't even want to learn that. I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to be here today. If you're at work, I don't want to be here today. You know what I mean? People like around you, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to be surrounded by people. They don't want to be led by people that have that type of mindset. They want to be around people that can inspire them, that can lead them. And it's just these little things that can really play a part in the future. So I challenge you guys to really, if you do speak about yourself in that manner, change that. Even if it's a little thing such as like catching on and just taking back those words. Even if you're speaking to yourself, it does make a difference. I promise you, it does. And I guess that just ties into the next point that I'm about to say, because it's just like, when you are like that about your decision making and you're speaking about yourself in a more positive way, you influence others as well, and you become a leader. And to become a leader, you have to be a follower. So I'm not saying follow the person that is making bad decisions. I'm saying follow the person that is making wise decisions. Follow somebody that, whether it's on social media, obviously you're not going to know their daily life. You're not going to know everything that goes on in their life, but you can see what they're posting on social media. You can see what they're posting. Sorry about that. But you can see what they're posting on social media or online, and you can take part of what they do or how they speak out loud, or the way that they see themselves as. And obviously, don't take pride in what you do. Don't all glory to God. Be humble first before anything. But if you look at that and you take some of their actions, if you take some of their habits that they're doing in their life and you input it into your life, you can start to just really see how others are gonna be influenced by you and start to do things that you do little by little. It'll take a while, but it's better to just start now and have it in the future than just push it back, keep pushing it back, and it just never happens. And this, when you have your decision making, when you're good at decision making, you also have to, and this ties in with the responsibilities, just have to be able to handle your outcomes of your, you have to be able to handle the consequences of your actions. And that also brings in maturity, that brings in discipline. Because if you make a decision and you don't like the outcome of it, you're gonna have to learn from that. You're not gonna make the same decision twice and not like the outcome of it, especially if it affects your relationship with others. And if you keep on making the same mistakes, the same decisions that don't benefit you in life, and you're not happy with the outcomes, then you're gonna have to realize that's just on you. You know what I mean? And if you don't realize it, then it's gonna be very dangerous, and you're not really gonna be able to be progressive at all with your life, and you're gonna have to just be stuck at where you're at in life. Learning from your consequences, learning how to handle consequences, learning from your mistakes and whatnot, and being able to process it and grow from it and evolve. That's really key. And if you can't do that, then you have to work on it. It's just as simple as that. I can't really say anything else, because it's like, if you can't do that, man, you're not really ready for anything else. You're not really ready to be taking more steps to be progressing to be a successful man or woman or person. You know what I mean? You're not prepared for that. It helps you achieve your goals. So if you sat down with yourself, with the person that you are in 10 years from now, and if that person was if you in 10 years, if you were sitting across from it yourself, and in 10 years you are successful, you have what you want in life, but they're telling you how they did it, all this and that, and they're telling you about all the difficult situations, all the difficult decisions that they had to make, you're not going to really be thinking about how difficult those decisions are, because at the end of the day you ended up where you wanted to end up. And so the decision making of being able to have the maturity to not really focus on the bad things and the things that you're gonna have to sacrifice and give up for your goals and dreams and who that successful person is that you want to be. And you're not really gonna care about the things you have to give up, because at the end of the day you made it and you're happy. And obviously there's things that you're gonna miss that you gave up, but it was for the better. You know what I mean? It was for the better, and it was part of God's plan. So what's the everything works out the way that it's meant to work out. God's plan is perfect, and there's no going around that. There's nothing special to it other than that. God's plan is perfect for you, and that's the end of it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this is kind of helping you out in life. And any recommendations, please comment them, and I'll see you on the next one.